Adam Sos here for Rebel News, and you may know that in Quebec, a law known as Bill 21 prohibits some public servants, including teachers and other government employees in positions of authority, from wearing religious symbols while at work. Per the law, religious symbols could include everything from a turban or a hijab to a visible crucifix. It is a law that has garnered criticism from religious freedom and charter rights advocates across Canada. This law has already reared its ugly head a few times. You may recall crucifixes being removed from several public buildings shortly after the bill was passed.
A crucifix, first hung above Quebec lawmakers here in 1936, was taken down. The original was a gift from the Catholic Church and had become, to some, a symbol of false virtue as the government brought in laws banning religious signs. The white-gloved removal came as the first legal challenge to the so-called Bill 21 opened in court.
Now, in a troubling development, a Quebec teacher has been removed from her classroom because her hijab violates the law of the land for public employees. Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown committed $100,000 in municipal funding to the legal action against the law that is being launched by the National Council of Canadian Muslims. He's called for other municipalities to do the same.
We can't allow the defense of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the defense of religious freedom, to lie in the backs of racialized communities. It's not a fair fight when you have racialized communities struggling to defend the Canadian Charter against a provincial government with unlimited legal resources. That's not a level playing field. And so today we're having a special council meeting where the city of Brampton has put forward a motion that we chip into the legal defense, that Canada's big cities should fund the legal defense in the face of the federal government not supporting that defense of the Canadian Charter, that defense of religious freedom. Our special council meeting will be taking place at 3 p.m. And I am optimistic that, just like our motion 2 years ago, that the city of Brampton will make a contribution today, and we'll be challenging other big cities in Canada to do the same. You know, Canada's big cities are some of the most diverse municipalities in the world. We're proud of multiculturalism. We're proud of religious freedom. It's in our DNA as Canadians. And if we allow religious freedom to be infringed in Quebec, where you cannot wear a hijab and be a school teacher, or wear a turban and be a police officer, if we allow that type of religious freedom to be cancelled in Quebec, we set a dangerous precedent. And I believe Canada's big cities, Canada's diverse big cities, should stand up for our charter, stand up for religious freedom. And I'm looking forward to our council passing that motion later today and financially supporting the challenge to Bill 21.
Calgary Mayor Jyoti Gondek agreed to match the $100,000 contribution with Calgary taxpayer funds, of course, and added the following statement.
Just got off the phone with Mayor Patrick Brown from Brampton, and I agreed with him that Bill 21 is something that needs to be challenged. What Quebec is doing is absolutely unconscionable. So together with him, we are issuing a challenge to other municipalities in this country, asking us to contribute towards the legal challenge to get rid of Bill 21.
While I agree almost entirely with Jyoti's sentiment, there are some glaring issues here that must be pointed out. Jyoti Gondek needs to pick a lane. City of Calgary employees, firefighters, and police officers, among many more, are about to lose their jobs because the City of Calgary is failing to acknowledge their deeply held religious convictions when it comes to granting religious vaccine exemptions. Jyoti is every bit as bad as Quebec in violating people's rights and freedoms. In fact, she may be worse because she's also engaging in medical coercion while she is at it. You should remove the log from your eye before plucking the speck from your neighbor's, Jyoti. Another serious concern here is the undeniable religious favoritism that is clearly at play. While churches were being burned and vandalized en masse across Canada, many of these politicians could not so much as utter a word of support for Christian communities. That's not to mention the deafening silence coming from Jyoti when two pastors were arrested within her own city, an incident that prompted Senator Josh Hawley to suggest adding Alberta to a religious freedoms watch list. Now, one teacher is removed from her classroom because of her cultural attire. We are suddenly meant to believe that Jyoti Brown and company are all devout champions of religious freedom. Perhaps only certain religions' freedoms, it would seem. Lastly, our mayors need a serious privilege check. They were elected to manage municipal affairs, not wage ideological battles across Canada. If Jyoti wants to personally fund or crowdfund a legal challenge against Bill 21, I agree with that. I'll probably donate to that because I agree that Bill 21 is fundamentally wrong. I agree that it has to go. But I don't agree with taking taxpayers' money and funding personal passion projects. Jyoti just raised property taxes on Calgarians. The city is suffering. Homelessness and mental illness are on the rise. Jyoti needs to use our municipal tax dollars for municipal matters as they are intended. The public purse is not the mayor's personal expense account. To Fatima Anvari, the teacher who was wrongfully removed from her classroom because of the bigoted Bill 21. What happened to you was wrong, and I hope your legal efforts succeed. But our mayor had no business committing our tax dollars to your cause. As always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Sose. When Jyoti Gondek isn't using our tax dollars to fund legal battles in other provinces, she's likely hard at work generating hysteria over non existent climate emergencies. Please consider going to noclimateemergency.com to sign our petition. You'll also have the opportunity there to use our one-click email option to let Jyoti Gondek know that you support Canadian energy.